Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian. Welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get into this topic here. So, as y'all know, Lebron already made his decision to go play with the Philadelphia 76ers. And in the aftermath of that, there's been a lot of conversation circulating, which has been centered on, did LeBron join another super team, right? Is he ring chasing? That's a term that's been going around quite a bit. And given the fact that his team and his circle are very, very swift, they immediately started to push back on it. His agent went out there. He put out some comments pushing back on it. Nick Wright went out there. Stephen A. Smith just yesterday went out there. They've done their best to kind of say, no, this is something different, blah, 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 blah. Now, things only got worse when Kevin Durant was asked about it. And he said that what LeBron did, just paraphrasing here the general idea, is worse than what he did. Because KD said when he joined the Golden State Warriors, it was a team where you had three guys that could score 20 a game. Him, Clay, and Stephen Curry. He's like, LeBron now joins a team where you have five guys or four guys that can score 25 a game. Speaking of Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, and of course, LeBron himself, right? And various people began to push back. And then I noticed something yesterday. I was doing a live show, and one of our viewers was like, hey, man, did you see what Malika Andrews and them did on First Take on ESPN? Now, as you guys know, Malika Andrews is a LeBron fan. Well, pretty much anybody that works for ESPN by default is a huge LeBron James supporter. So I was like, okay, after the live, I'll go check it out. So today I was searching for the video, and I came across the video. Actually, it was, I think, from what was it, Countdown or something like that. They didn't really specify the show, but on the panel, it was, let me see, did they list the people? Yeah, you had Bobby Marks, Anthony Slater, and Vincent Goodell. Vincent Goodwill. So they brought up this topic, and of course, leave it to Malika Andrews to set it off. And then from there, the entire panel just basically tried to shut down Kevin Durant and make it seem like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Knock it off, KD. What are you trying to pull off here? But before we even get into that, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Kachava. Now, before we continue, let me tell you something. This year, I got serious about taking care of my body, my training, my nutrition, all of it. Nothing extreme. I just wanted to take better care of myself. But my days get busy between work, moving around, taking care of my daughter, trying to go to the gym, buying groceries. Life fills up fast. And when it does, nutrition is the first thing to fall apart. I would skip meals, grab whatever was easy, and feel it by the afternoon. Then I started using Kachava's new travel pack. Just one packet gives you complete nutrition ready for life to go on. Plant-based protein, fiber, greens, vitamins, probiotics, omegas, electrolytes, and more. No artificial flavors, no sweeteners, no soy, no gluten, no preservatives, and no animal products. All the nutrition my body craves in one delicious shake, packed to go. It keeps my energy steady all day, and more importantly, it actually tastes amazing. If you have been meaning to take better care of yourself, this is the easiest place to start. Take your daily ritual with you. Go to Kachava.com and use code DREAMERS for 15% off your first order. That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code DREAMERS. Okay, perfect. So we want to play the sound for you guys. Take a listen to it here, and then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to this here.
So here's what we know. We know that Kevin Durant is one of the most outspoken users of social media, and he replied to a fan who compared the current Sixers super team to the Warriors. This is what he said. It ain't close. Joel, MVP recently. Jaylen Brown, recent finals MVP. Tyrese Maxey, all-star the last 3 years. We know all that LeBron does. Klay Thompson, never an MVP candidate in nothing, 22 points a game. Draymond, 14 points a game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Steph, an MVP just like Joel was. I don't get how the Warriors team is better on paper. So then Klay Thompson responds, hey man, we good? You good? What are you using my government name for? Full firsty lasty, Klay Thompson, not MVP, KD said. And Slater, you covered that Warriors squad. Does Kevin Durant have a point in terms of what these two teams looked like on paper?
The only point that he was correct on is that it isn't close. Now he's incorrect on why it's not close and the team it isn't. I mean, one of the the guy who didn't respond at all today was Steph Curry. How about him just saying, Steph and Joel Embiid at this stage of their career and that stage of Steph is equal. I mean, we're talking about Steph Curry was coming off 2 consecutive MVPs at the time, unanimous. We know what Joel Embiid's last few years have been like, but look, on here, these are the ages of when Kevin Durant made the decision to leave and when LeBron did. And I think the main one, Kevin Durant's 27 at the time, LeBron James is 41. He's minimizing, I think, in trying to minimize the reaction to the decision way back then, he's minimizing who the Warriors were, including himself at the time. These are 2 all-time greats at the peak of their powers. Clay, who he was, and then Draymond, of course. Sure, throw his stats up there. Maybe mention that he was like a generational defender at the peak of his powers. They went 16-1 in the playoffs.
Wait, say more on what you mean about he's trying to defend the initial decision.
Well, I think part of what he is saying here is going against the criticism of why he made the move back then in the comparison of LeBron making the move now. And hey, it's LeBron joining that type of super team just like I did. Very different scenario.
I still don't totally abide by or align with the criticism of him joining. It turned into some of the most epic duels that we've ever seen in the NBA. But go ahead, Vinny.
I had no problem with Kevin Durant joining Golden State in 2016. I take a little umbrage with what he's saying now. This is not apples to apples. If LeBron and Joel Embiid were both in their primes, and then you add Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey, maybe you can have some level of discussion. But Joel Embiid is nowhere near his MVP form. LeBron James has not won anything close to an MVP in over 13 years. That is the difference here. All of those guys in Golden State were in their prime, including Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry coming off of that unanimous MVP season. You can see that Kevin Durant is still very sensitive to the criticism that he's received at that point and everything that's happened since then. So whenever he gets a chance to take a shot, he's going to take a shot, including that Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is just out there chilling on his boat with his dog. How did he catch a stray?
Fantastic. So you heard what was said. Let me tell you guys what I've noticed just from afar. KD is one of those people in media that has a green light on him, meaning that you can talk about him any kind of way you want on TV. Kyrie Irving is another one. Kawhi Leonard to a certain extent. Kobe Bryant is. But LeBron is the guy that that he doesn't have a green light on for the most part, especially on ESPN. Anything KD says, you can bring on analysts, they'll shut him down, do this, do that, because he has a green light on him. KD, they've already accepted amongst themselves that Kevin Durant is one of the odd men out, right? He's the guy that whatever he says, the media is usually going to disagree with him. I've noticed that. I've noticed that there's certain people that are part of the in crowd, and then there's certain people that are part of the out crowd. And KD seems to be one of them. I've noticed that. Draymond Green, in some cases, is part of the in crowd and part of the out crowd, but mostly because of by proxy for who he's very close with in LeBron. Look, these guys can slice it any way you want. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people felt like Philadelphia was going to be a very good team. They were going to be a stout team next season. When you have young stars like VJ, up and coming players, future stars in VJ Edgecombe, you had Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP, best two-way player in the NBA last year, arguably. You had Tyrese Maxey, who was an all-star. You have 2 all-stars there. And then, of course, you add LeBron James. You put all of these, and then, of course, Joel Embiid, former MVP. And when he's healthy, well, you saw what he was able to do in the playoffs last year against, I believe it was the Celtics, if I'm not mistaken. So they can spin it whatever way they want, but we all know what the truth is. In terms of KD and why Malika and all of, because they want that to be KD's legacy. Although she said, I didn't beat him up for it. Your network did. They did. They want that to be his legacy, and we get to define what LeBron's legacy is, and you don't get to have a say on it. That's why they push back on people like KD and all of these guys all the time. That's just my take. Some of y'all can say you're reading too much into it, probably, but that's my take on it. You guys let me know what you think in the comments.